My name is Sandra. I'm one of the biologists and guide here at Marine Dynamics. I've been guiding the Marine Big Five tours for the last 11 years. We have the African penguin, and then the Cape fur seals, the sharks, and then the dolphins and the whales. So these are the Marine Big Five of the ocean. So they're very similar to the northern right whales. They look very much alike them. We just find them in the southern hemisphere instead of up in the north. So you find them quite widely distributed. We have one major breeding ground around the southern African coastline, especially the South Cape Coast. And then you also find them around South America and then the south coast of Australia. In our waters along our coastline, they actually don't feed. We are one of their major breeding grounds, so they come here to give birth to their young ones. They stay a couple of months here to raise their calves, and then when we're heading into spring, which is around November time, most of them start their journey into the Southern Ocean, so they have their feeding grounds much further down south in the sub-Antarctic region. So they're filter feeders, and they feed mostly on krill and copepods, which you find in abundance down there. Down there the waters are very productive. Climate change does affect the right whales. Luckily in the southern hemisphere, shipping or like collisions with ship and fisheries is not as big of a problem as for the northern right whales, because between South Africa, for example, in Antarctica, there's not as much going on as along the North American coastline. But yeah, not finding enough food looks like is becoming more and more of a problem for the right whales. So over the last decade, we have seen that a lot of females extend the intervals between giving birth. So whereas they used to give birth every third year, it looks like most of them have shifted to giving birth every fourth to fifth year only, and that can be linked to not being able to stock up on their fat reserves in between those pregnancies and giving birth. Yes, you can. So for the southern right whales, we use the callosity patterns on their heads. So callosities is just areas of raised rough skin that are colonized by barnacles and whale lice. So they're kind of a creamy white coloration, and you would need to get an overhead photograph. So the researchers from the whale unit will fly along the coastline each year to get ID photographs and count the mother and cow-calf pairs. So yeah, in the last couple of years, the whale unit has also tagged a couple of southern right whales to see where they're going, to see why are they not being able to stock up enough food, like on their fat reserves. And yeah, they've been tracking them into the Southern Ocean, and they've been discovering some amazing journeys of these whales, swimming quite far. Some have been traveling all the way from South Africa towards the Argentinian shelf. So I visited the coastline while I was a young child, and I just fell in love with the ocean. And yeah, once I saw my first dolphins, I was kind of hooked. So since I was a little girl, that was what I was wanted to study. So yeah, it was my love for these fascinating animals, and yeah, I just kind of worked towards it, and then I ended up in South Africa at some point.